Okay, so millions of us have decided to leave America and go to other places in the world for quote unquote greener pastures. Some of our people have went to the Western world, and some of our people have decided to come over to the continent of Africa, like myself. 5 years ago, I decided to come over here, and on my journey, I've been able to help thousands do the same thing, and I've helped hundreds individually on their process and journey of coming over here to the continent of Africa. And I've seen so many of the ups and downs, and so many people fall, and so many people successfully do this thing as well. Today I want to give you guys some of the information that'll help you figure out what you need to do, so that when you go anywhere in the world outside of America, you understand that things are a lot different from what we're used to, and the world is set up in a way where it's wide open for us if we have the right mindset and perspective on what we should do and how we should connect when we go into these different places. Okay, doing something like moving outside of the country that you were born in is something that a lot of people dream of doing, but a lot of people don't necessarily take advantage of their dream because there's so many fears and doubts that creep into their mind that sort of stops them from making that move. If you're someone who's watching this content and you are fearful of making that type of jump, I'm here to give you the necessary information that'll help you figure out how you can make a huge jump like that and remove yourself from the circumstances that we unfortunately find ourselves in. There's no coincidence that a lot of our people are deciding to give up on that environment and deciding to come over to the continent of Africa and do things differently from what we've been taught. We are starting to see and understand the world for what it really is. So it's very important that we take the steps to walk into this world that we have a full understanding of right now. But before I go any further, I've created an exclusive mini guide giving my people the most important things they need to know before they visit or move to the continent of Africa. If you want detailed information figuring out how you can come over here successfully, click the link down in the description box and you'll get that exclusive document. Okay, let's get to the point. The first thing you must do is change your mindset, change your perspective, change the way you do things and handle business. Over in America, we have been spoiled. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. They've spoiled us. We get things fast. Things happen in ways that don't happen all around the world. So you gotta understand that when you go outside of America, majority of the world isn't as fast. They aren't doing things the same way that America handles things. So you gotta understand that you're going into a completely different environment. You got to be ready to put your skills to use. You got to be ready to understand that you have to connect with people. You got to understand that you got to do what you have to do. There's no governmental handouts. There's no friends. Well, there are friends here and there, but you know what I mean. There isn't much like what we're accustomed to. So you got to understand that you going into another environment, you are stepping into a place that you're going to have to be your best self. And you're not going to get anything handed to you. Over in America, you know, there's this mentality where, how can I say this? You know, we've been spoiled. I'm going to just say it again. They've spoiled us, and we've been able to have access to things and do things. And because we're American, we feel like we can go all around the world and do that. But the reality is, they don't care about you being American in these other countries. I mean, yeah, they care. But a lot of people expect preferential treatment because we are from America, but that is not how it works. You still have to prove yourself. You still have to do things in a way that will help you move forward with your family. So don't just think like, oh, I'm from America, I can go into these countries and I'll get special treatment and everything will go the way that it's supposed to go. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's not like that. You got to be ready to work, you got to be ready to build, and you got to be ready to put your gifts and your skill sets to use so that you can fully be able to take advantage of what environment you're going into. Next thing you have to do is make sure you properly plan and research. Now that is something that we lack as a people. Sometimes we just think that we could go places because our hearts tell us to, and yes, that's fine. Yes, that's dandy. Your heart could be telling you to do something, and you could be feeling a pull from God telling you to do something, but God tells us to plan as well. Ask him which direction you should go in, how you should plan. Let me sip my ginger tea real quick. Tom Sana. Tastes very good. But yeah, ask him where you should go, how you should plan, what you should do, what you should research, because a lot of people do not really fully understand that Africa is a continent with 54 different countries. Like, everything is different in each country, so you got to understand where you are going. And if you don't come to Africa, if you go to another continent, you still have to understand where you are going. So you have to do your research properly, look on the governmental websites, look at the immigration websites, understand their visa processes, understand the citizenship processes, look into all of those different things, so that when you go into these countries, you're not blindsided. Some of our people think that, oh, I can just go over there and with my black skin I can go into these countries and that'll be good. That'll be nice if it was like that, but it's really not like that. You gotta have your money to be able to pay for your permits and visas and everything. It's not free. You may get visas on arrival, but you still have to pay. You still have to have your money in place to be able to move in these countries. So please properly plan and do your research. Don't just move off of emotions and feel like, oh, God is gonna do it for me. Yeah, he'll do it, but you're gonna make it a lot harder if you don't plan and do your research. And when you go to these countries, please use trusted sources. Ask other people who've already been there. Ask them to connect you with people who've helped them, and go through the process of what it takes for you to get to the point where you're able to comfortably stay in whichever country you're in. Use trusted lawyers, use trusted consultants, use trusted companies that have already went ahead of you and done the necessary groundwork to make it easier for you. I know me being over here for 5 years, I've learned so many things within my 5 years, and in my consulting job, I'm able to help people skip 5 years of headaches if they just trust me and go through the process. That's the major key that I want a lot of you guys to really take from this video. You gotta trust the process of those who went ahead of you. If you got someone who went ahead of you and they already have the information to give you, man, you better take advantage of that, because you'll not only save time, you'll also save money and heartache if you take advantage of those who went before you, who already have the tracks laid down for you to just walk down. Or you can go beside them and try to make your own tracks, but that's not wise. Why would you ignorantly do something like that if there's someone that's willing to help you out? So use the sources that are already on the ground. There's people in each country who've already left years before. We've started leaving since 2020. And before then, I've met people over here that left in the 90s. And I didn't even know. So there's many people in these countries who are ready and willing to give you the information so that you can do what you need to do. So please utilize those people and those tools to help you position yourself properly and get the information that you need so that you can set things up properly when you go into these different countries. And speaking of help, my wife and I, we have a webinar coming up on September 28th. It's called From Dream to Departure: How to Move to Africa the Right Way. Now, if you're someone who's trying to come over to the continent of Africa and you want the necessary foundational information to help you do it successfully, my wife and I will be discussing everything that you need to get you prepared to come over here. Okay, we'll be talking about business and employment, and also visa, residency, citizenship process, and all those different things that you need to know so that you can come over here successfully. And of course, the cultural differences is something that we will discuss to help those maneuver coming over here. So if you want to figure those things out and come over here successfully, make sure you join us on September 28th so that you can get the necessary foundational information that you need to do this thing successfully. All right, I'll put the link down in the description box, and I look forward to seeing all the serious people there. But my next point is this: control your lust. Please, please, please. Control your lust, and understand that if you don't control your lust, you will miss out on your opportunity. You will fumble your opportunity. You will fumble the bag, like we say. You will unfortunately lose what you've been building, lose what you've been working on, all because you couldn't control your lust. I know over in America, you know, we could freely do whatever we want to do. You could fulfill your deepest desires. You can do many things over in America that really is detrimental to you elevating your life. People have lost their families because they're too lustful. People have lost their jobs because they're too lustful. People have lost on opportunities, millions of dollars, mainly because they're too lustful and they can't control themselves, and they ruin relationships because they're trying to have sex and they can't stay focused on the bigger picture, or they just see something walking past and they think like, oh, I can get that, and then they get that, and then there's a soul tie, and then there's so many different things that go on along those lines. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation like that, going into a new environment and understanding that we are coming to these countries to build wealth. We're not coming here to play. We've fulfilled enough of our lustful desires over in America. Come over here and focus on your family. Focus on how you need to move in order to secure a legacy for those that are coming after you. It's easy to fall into your lust, but it's hard to go down that path where you actually building something, where you actually have generated something that your family is proud of. I know it's hard, but we can do it. I'm a living example. I've been over here for 5 years, like I mentioned, and I've seen others who've done it. And thankfully, I haven't fallen victim to my lust, and I'm able to continue to still push forward with my family. I'm able to still do things in a way that's beneficial and helping people that's watching the journey, that need help, that's trying to do this on their own. So I've seen it happen before. I don't want to continue to see people fall to their lust, so I'm saying it now. Please control your lust. Do not allow the lust of the flesh to stop you from doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Plain and simple. And another thing with lust and people, you got to stay away from the negative people with the negative mindsets and the negative ways of handling things. We have people that have the mindset of doing things the completely wrong way than what they're supposed to be done. You have people that argue for no reason. You have people that want to fight for no reason. And we cannot handle things like that when we go to these different countries. You got people that like to gossip and complain about every single thing. You don't want to be around those type of people when you go into these new environments, because you are who you hang around. And evil communication corrupts good behavior. You can be an individual with the right mindset. You can see the vision. You can understand what you're supposed to do. You can understand how you're supposed to be moving. And then you get around the wrong people and they slowly seep into you with their negativity. And you end up getting pulled off of your path. And then you find yourself way away from what you started out doing because you got intertwined with the negative people. I've seen a lot of people on my journey fall victim to the negative people. I've seen witches and warlocks, unfortunately, get into people's heads and they just throw them off track. And then they can't even admit it as a human being, as an individual that has made a mistake. They want to go wrong and strong and just jump off the cliff and ruin everything that they tried to do. All because they got connected with the wrong people. Now, it's sad to see, but we all make our own choices. We all decide which way we're going to go. We all decide who we're going to listen to. We all decide who we're going to connect with. So I'm just a messenger. I'm just an individual who went through the path, who's seen it done, who's seen some success stories, who's seen some failures. And I'm trying to give everyone the information that they need so that they can maneuver when they come over here and not end up in the same situation. People be peopling around the world. People will say they got your back. People will say they want to help you. People will say that they have your best interests at heart. But if they don't know how to be a good person, if they aren't a good person within themselves, how can they truly help you? And how can you guys really work together? So be strategic with who you connect with. Don't allow negative people to get into your heart, get into your mind, even get into your space. If you feel them being negative, if you see what they have going on, run away from them. Flee. Full speed. Run away and go to your place and get away and do what you need to do and focus on your family and do the necessary work for you and yours. All right. Next, when you come over here, you gotta focus on healing. Don't worry about the shortcomings that you see. Figure out how you're gonna help in those shortcomings, but please focus on healing. Don't worry about friends. Don't worry about trying to get connected with your brothers and sisters from America so you can have some familiarity. No, run away from the familiarity. Run directly to healing. Stay in solitude. Stay away from everyone until you've healed in a way that you can go and connect with people. Because another thing that I've experienced when I first got here is we aren't ready fully to come together yet. There has to be a season of healing, a season of you sitting at home in that quiet place and working on yourself with God, and He's revealing everything to you, and He's showing you what you need to work on, how you need to heal, what you need to do, what you need to pray, everything you need to do, so that when you do get connected with your people, when you do go and try to mingle, you are in a better space. A lot of people think that they can come over here and just get to the party and start connecting with people and, you know, hanging out and doing all of that, but no, that's not how it needs to go. That's not how we're working. That's not what will be beneficial to you and us as a whole. We gotta go and get away and focus on woosah and healing and detoxing from what we've grew up in, what we've dealt with, the trauma that we have as a people, the things we've endured. All of that adds up. So you gotta stay away from people until you've addressed all of those elephants in the room, all those demons that you haven't looked at. All that is gonna come up, so you're gonna have to overcome that. You're gonna have to look in the mirror and say, I forgive my mom, I forgive my dad, I forgive my ex-wife, I forgive my ex-husband, I forgive my ex-boyfriend, I forgive my ex-girlfriend. All of that type of stuff, you're gonna have to get that up out of you. I forgive my family members. All of that you're gonna have to do and understand that it's necessary for you to come over here successfully. You gotta release that stuff. You have to let it go and understand that it's damaging you and it's hindering you from going to where you need to go and what you are trying to do. All right, now if you focus on healing and setting up things for your family, and then you will be able to maneuver and overcome a lot of the things that's thrown your way when you go into a different country. That's the main thing that you have to focus on. Understanding that, hey, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this to put us in a better position. So let me focus, and let me overcome this, and let me keep pressing towards the mark of why I started this journey. All right, now if you've made it to this point, I know you're probably thinking about moving or visiting the continent of Africa. Now, hey, I've made time within my schedule to be able to help those who want consultations when they decide to come over here. So if you need help with coming over here to the continent of Africa, please click the link down in the description box and schedule a call so that I can get on the phone with you and help you out so that you and your family can come over here successfully. So if you want that help, please click the link in the description box and I got you guys. All right, if you made it to this point in the video, please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about us leaving America and coming over to the continent of Africa? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Please let me know in the comment box what you thinking. Also, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I always like to see where we showing love from and how we connecting and how we coming together. So it's always interesting to see where we're connecting from. So please comment and let me know which city, state, country, continent, wherever you at. Let me know so I can see how we coming together. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to the journey and we can continue to push this message forward and reach those that we want to reach. All right, thank you for staying tuned to the end. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your attention, and I hope this video was able to bring you some value. All right, y'all make sure y'all keep the shalom peace, stay focused out there, and don't let these people stop y'all. All right, I see y'all on the other side. Shalom.